Baseball is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. It is blazing hot in Kansas City, and it's Game 2 tonight between the Royals and the Red Sox, with Boston winning last night 7-3. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Sudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joel Goldberg and Jeff Montgomery are coming up. So it's hot HUD. It's good hitting weather. And yet with Edinson Volquez pitching for the Royals, they really don't need a whole lot of offense, do they?
Not at all, Rhino, but I'll tell you, if the players think the way I think, whenever you see Volquez's name penciled in there to toe the slab, I'm like, oh, great. That's a cool breath of fresh air there.
His ERA is 3.10, so do the math. If the Royals score 4, they are in good shape tonight. Edinson Volquez, our most trusted player, brought to you by the most trusted brand, Honda.
Love to watch the execution of his pitches. Everything's moving down. The curveball's good. The four-seam fastball up. He's got a two-seamer that runs and a changeup that's really a great equalizer for righties or lefties. Consistent, and he's strong.
And he'll have to pitch well because it will be a good hitting night for the Red Sox, and they're one of the best hitting teams in the American League in the month of June. Joel and Monty are next.
And when they got there, they had their Mike Moustakas bobbleheads, reliving that big moment, Game 3 of the ALCS. Here's our AT&T U-verse rewind in Mike Moustakas' words.
I've been playing at this field my entire career in the big league, so I'm pretty familiar with that little dugout suite over there. But now I've been in there once or twice maybe, but never anything like that. And those people helped me up the entire way, didn't let me fall, and kind of lifted me up out of there. It was pretty awesome.
Now we welcome you back, Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. A generation waited for the playoffs. They'll talk about that play for generations.
Yeah, it was one of those plays that I think everyone that saw that play will never forget about it. And tonight, the bobblehead, one of the coolest bobbleheads I've ever seen.
All right, so those bobbleheads look great. The pitching rotation might look great, too, by next week. our University of Kansas injury hospital report takes a look at Danny Duffy, Monty, and he is coming back on the 15-day DL, but it will be activated. He will start Wednesday at Seattle. So this is really good news, and Danny very pleased with his progress after the rehab appearances.
Every miss that I've had in rehab starts, they've been up and down, north and south, as opposed to glove side, arm side, and it's not tailing and cutting. And in return, my shoulder feels a lot better. So, you know, it's good. It's kind of a good, comfy situation to be in.
And Joe, yesterday I had a chance to talk with Danny, not knowing who he's going to be activated on Wednesday, and it's one of the most confident conversations I've ever had with Danny Duffy. He talked about the adjustments he's made and how it's allowed him to get on top, and as a result, his shoulder feels much better.
Shoulder's better, and maybe a mental break, too, to work on some things.
Well, when you work on something, you see it work, it really boosts your confidence, and that's what I sense from Danny.
Edinson Volquez, steady Eddie. He is confident, ready to make his team-leading 14th start. First pitch is coming up next.
By AT&T U-verse high-speed internet. The U-verse revolves around you. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT. By your local Kansas City Chevy dealers. Come visit for great prices on all the new 2000 Chevy vehicles. And by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. That is going to be a very popular spot at Kauffman Stadium both today and tomorrow, with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. John Farrell's Red Sox are still in last place in the American League East, and they have the third worst record in the American League. But last night they took game one from the Royals 7-3 with a 5-run second inning, and that was without Dustin Pedroia, who has missed 3 of the last 4 games. He's back in there tonight playing at second base.
But they've got a couple of guys that are hot and can drive the bus. Bettis and Holt, a couple of guys, or Betts at the top. Holt, Pedroia is back in there. Swihart, the catcher, batting ninth. I like his hands. He's got a quick bat. We'll have to see if Volquez can keep those guys off the base.
Kia puts us in the driver's seat. Edinson Volquez ERA for the Royals this year is 3.1, but if you go back to the middle of June last year, just 2.37, and trailing only Clayton Kershaw. Max Scherzer, who pitched a no-hitter earlier today, he was 1 strike away from a perfect game. And then former Royal Zach Greinke, and then Edinson Volquez ahead of Felix Hernandez.
Yep. Team is very confident when Volquez toes the slab. They know that he's going to give them a chance to win. Look at the double plays turned last night. That'll work. This team really works well hand in hand, and for double play balls, Volquez has induced 8 so far this year. So he's a lane ball candidate.
That is his last warm-up toss, or maybe one more. For the last 3 years with the Royals pitching, when the Royals score 4 runs, they have a remarkable record. Our Toyota League leaders shows us what happens when you give Edinson Volquez 4 runs. His teams are 20-0 going back to last year, and his personal record is 16-0. And we could, we'll wait and see what happens, but with the wind blasting out of the south on a hot, humid night, we could see a lot of offense.
It's very possible, but Volquez, those numbers, they're pretty impressive. Tells you how consistent this guy really is with his 3 pitches. Fastball, curveball, changeup. All of them have great movement. He's got 2 different versions of his fastball, a 2-seamer that runs across the dish from left to right, and his fastball is a 4-seamer that stays upstairs and gets guys to swing and miss on.
Mookie Betts had his first major league 4-hit game last night. And it wasn't just last night. He has hit in 7 straight games. And that's hit well to left field.
Ooh, man, that ball's flying tonight.
Mookie Betts has an 8-game hitting streak. So we're just talking about it. The wind blowing out that way on a hot, humid night. And that's just the 4th home run allowed all year by Volquez in over 78 innings.
Man, it looked like the ball had helium in it. It just took off. A nice, easy swing. 2-0. He knew the fastball was coming. 93. It's his 2nd career leadoff homer, 409 feet. Long stride out there. Kept his hands in as a 2-seamer came running in on him, and the ball floated out of the yard.
Ball 1 to Brock Holt. He was hitless in last night's game, but he did score a run. Now the Red Sox have struggled lately. They have lost 8 of their last 11 games, mostly because of pitching. Because in the month of June, the Boston Red Sox have the 2nd highest batting average in the American League. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So Brock Holt is the shortstop tonight. Yet last night he played 2nd. No Pedroia. I asked him before the game, do you find out where you're playing when you come in and look at the lineup card? And he said, sometimes I do, but last night my manager John Farrell texted me and said I'm going to be the shortstop. So that's another good way, of course, the communication like it is now with the texting, that a manager can text one of his players and say, hey, you're at short tomorrow. Get your rest and be mentally prepared. Pop-ups even carrying.
Escobar out to get Brock Holt for the first out. And now Dustin Pedroia has had a sore left knee, which has caused him to miss 3 of the last 4 games, hitting .307, and he has always hit well at Kauffman Stadium. .341 against the Royals in his career, but if you put him in this ballpark, he hits .381.
He's a tough out. You know how some basketball players get the nickname, he's a gym rat? This guy's a baseball rat. Loves it, studies it, very scrappy player, runs hard, totally sells out to the game.
Into the left field corner and foul off the side wall. Okay, he's usually the first guy in the dugout. Maybe not at Fenway Park, but when the Red Sox are here and the Royals are taking batting practice and the Red Sox are starting to trickle into the dugout and on the field, if Pedroia is not the first guy in the dugout, he's one of the first three.
That's what I'm saying. He has a love for the game. Now that changeup right there, Volquez threw there, that's not going to work tonight. He's going to have to make sure that thing gets down. Ooh, good pitch there.
Rios will make the play in right field. 2 down. Volquez, in his previous 2 starts, got some early leads and some big leads. And when he did get into trouble on the topic of double plays, in each of those previous 2 starts, he got 2 double plays. And that's pretty much what Volquez has been doing as a Royal. I mean, he's been pitching very well across the board, but he has a knack, when he appears to be in trouble, of making a big pitch when he needs to.
I think a lot of that's got to be credited to the movement he has on his pitches. Everything seems to move down, and hitter's going to hit the top of that top half of the baseball.
Good hard slider, and it's 0-2 against Ortiz.
It's just really gotten comfortable with his delivery and his windup. Pitching coach Dave Island said sometimes he fights his mechanics, comes in the dugout and he's a little unsure, and Dave Island just tells him, hey, keep it simple, go out there and pitch, don't even think about your mechanics. Because, you know, been in the game as long as Volquez, he's a veteran player, he already knows what to do. Just go out there and perform, young man. We'll work on that side, on the side session. We'll work on your mechanics 3 days from after your start, or 2 days.
This is Escobar on the right side of second base to take care of David Ortiz. So Volquez bounces back after the leadoff home run and gets the next 3 Sox. Red Sox. Minnesota has lost, so the Royals have an opportunity with a victory tonight to get back to 3.5 games in front of the Twins in the Central. The Royals batting order presented by State Farm, and they'll be facing Rick Porcello, a pitcher the Royals have seen quite a bit of. Porcello, a longtime Detroit Tiger, has made 19 career starts against the Royals, covering 113 innings. He got off to a good start, 3-0 in his first 4, but now he's lost his last 5 starts.
Yikes. He wants to turn that around with that 5.29 ERA and that opponent's average of 271. He's going to have to improve there, that's for sure. This is a premium sinker baller. Okay, he relies on outs down, not overpowering, anywhere from 88 to maybe 93. He's lost a little velocity over the years. Slider, curve, and a change.
Just foul.
And he's given up 11 home runs, 7 to left-handed bats and 4 to right.
Almost nailed him. Swihart wanted that pitch up and not up and in.
Slider can be hit. Looks like by that stat there, 325, it's up. Everything needs to be up if you're an offensive player against this guy. Esky, good swings here. He's missed a few, but hey, he's got the right idea. See this guy up. That's the Dale Swain, the hitting coach for the Royals. That's what he's been telling his guys.
And that did hit him. For Escobar, that is the 5th time he has been hit this year. And for Porcello, the 5th time he has hit a batter.
Two-seamer got away, and looking, if he's struggling with his command and he's pitching up in the zone like that, and there's a little sign of it, he could be in trouble. Because the Royals aren't exactly soft hitting right now. And he just drilled him. You lose your last 5 starts in a row and you're facing the best offense in baseball, or excuse me, in the American League anyway. You have to be pretty good and careful with your location.
Mike Moustakas drove in a run last night late in the game to extend his hitting streak to 5 games and an RBI streak to 5 games. And now 2 balls and no strikes.
That's one of the reasons why Moose is doing so well this year, is he's seeing so many pitches. He's being selective. He's a totally different hitter. We've talked about it, but it's because he's patient. When he was aggressive last year, we saw him swinging early in counts, trying to pull the ball, but now he's a totally different hitter.
Pedroia to second base 1 and to first for a double play. That's the 39th double play that Porcello has gotten in the last 2 years. That's the 2nd most in the major leagues. And now look at the Red Sox defensively. Hit it to left field.
There you go. But you know, they've had some difficult times in the outfield. What are you going to do? Come out and work a little early maybe? Not in this heat. Got a left fielder, and you've never played left field before, and you're in Fenway Park with the big green monster there. That's a difficult place to be broken in to play the outfield. So Hanley has had a tough time.
Lorenzo Cain lost a 9-game hitting streak last night. No balls, 2 strikes from Porcello. Lorenzo hit .343 with 7 RBIs during that hitting streak. And a base hit into left field. That double play was huge for Porcello. And Cain starts a new hitting streak.
He had the right idea. Sinker baller. See that 2-seam? See the ball go down, and he'll go ahead and lift it up. That ball was 3 inches inside, and he's able to use those hands and be quick.
A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Eric Hosmer has hit in 5 straight. Kane runs. The pitch is down, and Kane steals second base. Got the left hand underneath the tag of Brock Holt, and that is 12 for Lorenzo Cain.
Nice pick by Holt, but not in time. Lorenzo with too good a jump off Porcello. Not even for as long legs as Cain has. You would think it might take him a couple of steps to get going. Man, he looked like he was at full speed in 1 step. It's amazing how quick these athletes are, especially with their fast twitch muscles that they train. You know, everything in baseball is fast. It's quick bursts of power and speed. There's no long distance, no endurance in baseball. It's a fast twitch muscle sport.
Hosmer homered last night to straightaway center field, 424 feet from home plate. He has done well against Porcello, which includes a couple of home runs. And a slider is inside, 2-1.
Haas has been there and done it before. Wants to just stay right on top of that ball. 5 for 11 with runners in scoring position in this month of June.
Cain takes off for third, and that's because Sandoval was playing way off the line. So they were screaming at Swihart not to throw, because if he did, he would have thrown it to the Royals bullpen.
Yeah, and that would have been a beautiful thing. But Sandoval was holding his hands up, and as he was in the hole over there. You see where Sandoval is. Watch him here. Watch him put his hands up. He's saying, no, 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 I'm not there. Don't throw it. Might as well steal home while you're at it. Lorenzo Cain. Look where Sandoval is. He can come all the way down the line here.
Late movement, but it stays inside. 3-2. Morales is on deck. Hosmer can slap the ball in between third and the third base line, but Porcello continues to pitch him in, and Hosmer reaches with a 2-out walk.
There's some 94 there. He put a little extra oomph on that one. But you know what? I like the fact that Hosmer this year has been so patient with Morales behind him. He knows that he doesn't have to do it. This guy's not going to give him any pitches to hit. Let K-Mo Morales do it.
It is Morales' birthday. He is 32 today. And right after the Red Sox got a run in the top of the first, he comes up with 2 on, 2 out in the bottom of the first. He had a 2-hit game last night. Got the call at the knees over the outside.
You always want to do something special on your birthday. Base hit's okay, but really the icing on top of the cake is the home run.
And now Hosmer runs. Cain comes to the plate and is out. I don't know if that was a planned play or not, but that leaves Morales at the plate with 2 on. when the game is over, I'm sure. 2 on 2 out. Rick Porcello struggling, and the Royals appeared to try some sort of a double steal as Eric Hosmer stopped in between first and second base, and then Kane out coming down the line from third.
That's exactly what it looked like. Not a bad idea, but you got to wonder, with a guy like Kendrys Morales up there, who's one of your or is the top RBI guy on your team and could hit a 3-run home run with one swing of the bat, why you would do that with him up there is questionable.
Strike to Hanley Ramirez, who homered in last night's game. Finished the night 2 for 4. It was Ramirez's 14th home run of the year. Long run out for Hosmer. And oh man, he touched it 3 times. His glove hand, his throwing hand, back to his glove hand. And if he had made that play, they would have shipped the Gold Glove to his Florida house first thing on Monday.
And might have gotten a call from Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus and become one of their jugglers, because he ran a long way for this one. Look at that. He had it. 2, 3. Oh, Haas, and his hands are so soft. Look at that. Almost caught it the first time. Good focus. Nice try. Great camera work, fellas. Oh, my.
Morgan Kramer. Nice work, Morgan. Still 0-2 on Hanley Ramirez.
Rios, the right fielder, was playing very deep, and we don't normally see Eric Hosmer run that far down the line.
Out to Infante, who gets a big bounce. Ramirez is out, 1 away in the second inning. Now, he mentioned glove, throwing hand back to glove. Did it also hit him in the face? Did it ricochet up the side of his face?
It could have. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man. All that and running at full speed. That's because the camera's so great, so slow. It looks like he's not going, but he was running. He had to go a long way. All the way to the end of the tarp out there.
Oh, and 1 on Pablo Sandoval. He had a 2-hit game last night with a double and a run scored, and he has hit in 9 straight games. Hit hard to Infante. 2 down. Well, on a hot Saturday night at the ballpark, we remind you that Beers of the K returns on Friday, July 3rd. That's the Royals and the Twins. Join us for this pregame beer garden themed event featuring a wide assortment of unique beer varieties, live entertainment, and each ticket comes with an exclusive Royals koozie. Get your tickets today at royals.com/special events. Two down to Mike Napoli. And the Red Sox 5-run second inning last night. Napoli had the first big hit and a 2-run single. Finished the night 2 for 3 with a walk. Still batting at just .210. At the knees, 0-2. He looked a little trimmed down, Mike Napoli.
Yeah, I was in their clubhouse today, and he was playing cards with one of his buddies. And I was sitting down talking to Pedroia, and I looked over, and it looked like Napoli, but it didn't. And I think it's because we're used to that big beard he used to have. You know, he used to have it real big and fluffy.
He's so barrel-chested, he couldn't even button the top button on his jersey.
He's leaned up a little bit, and he has a crew cut haircut, so he looks a little different. Same guy. And yes, I asked him last night, I said, Nappy, that was your first at bat in the big leagues when you took who deep? He goes, Verlander, right away. He's like proud. And then he said, Hud, you called the shot. And I went, really? Oh, that's right. You know what? I think I did. He was on pitches. He was swinging, missing, fouling him off. And I go, you know, it's his first big league at bat. Why not dial 8, Fizz? We're dialing. And he took him deep.
That's an old term, dialing 8.
For a long distance.
In the hotel, you have to dial 8 for long distance. 9 for a local call.
Gosh. Was that long ago?
Oh, no, you still do that in a hotel.
I can't believe it. I know they charge an arm and a leg, though, for dialing 8. Three and two, what's coming? Can't always expect a fastball. Volquez has very good command with all 3 of his pitches. Changeup, maybe. That didn't work.
Napoli comes back from 1 and 2 to take a walk.
Volquez not happy with that, but it was his changeup. You could see he's holding it in the back 3 fingers. Nice pick.
And now Alejandro De Aza. One for 3 last night with a walk and a run scored. One ball, 1 strike. Manager would be tempted and most likely will line up the left-hand bats when you face a right-hand pitcher, and a good right-hand pitcher like Edinson Volquez, but he's been good against both sides, but exceptionally good this year against left-hand hitters. You're kind of playing into his strength. Easy grounder for Hosmer, and that's the inning. A 2-out walk is harmless. Boston leads 1-0 to the bottom of the second. On one night, they all happen in one place. Don't miss the 86th All-Star game. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock Central Time. Tuesday, July 14th on Fox. Sellout crowd at Kauffman Stadium. It'll be the Royals' 11th this year. Kendrys Morales was at the plate in the bottom of the first inning. The Royals had runners at first and third, and Porcello was struggling to put the ball where he wanted to. And the Royals made it out on the bases. Looked like a broken double steal. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's not a bad idea. You got to have the right runners, and Hosmer and Locane can pull that off, but they don't do it all that much. Those are plays there that are worked on in spring training, to where you get them down, and you might use them maybe once or twice a season, but that's when you really practice those in spring training. But with Morales, the hitter, he's your most productive hitter with 2 outs. I'm not going to take a chance on that there. I'm going to take a chance on him hitting a Earl Weaver homer.
Pedroia runs in from right field to throw out Morales. We'll get another update on Monday, but as of right now, the Royals still have 8 of the 9 starters, if you include the designated hitter.
Can we put a crown on that guy right there? Is there any way we can get him to wear one? That guy in center field. How are we going to get him to wear a...
By the way, who thinks he's going to play in center field?
I don't know. That's just how they got it lined up. Oh, man.
Just out in front enough. And Alex almost hit it to Rivals.
Don't you think Ned will be able to make out his own lineup and where they're playing? That's a 4-seamer there with no sink. And man, if he waits a click longer, it's a tie game.
Alex does have a couple of home runs against Porcello. 1 for 2 with a walk last night. Alex has hit in 10 straight. And that ball, a low line drive, just fouled to the left field side. This is the 20th career start for Rick Porcello. So a lot of experience up and down the batting order against him. No surprises. Strike 3 over the inside, and that's his trademark pitch, his sinker. If he's not getting a ground ball with it, he'll start it in on a lefty and tails over for a strike. Well, maybe not on that pitch, but pretty close.
But still, it's the 2-seam action that locks the hitter up. On the release point, looks like it's a ball, and then with the movement, it's a strike.
High to Salvador Perez. He was hitless in game 1. One ball, 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike. Red Sox picked up Porcello in the offseason in a trade for Yoenis Cespedes and others. Close, 3-1. And they really had their sights set on him, because after being traded to the Red Sox early this season, they signed him to a 4-year extension for over $100 million. Blasted into deep left center field. Salvador Perez, splash, has tied the game in the 2nd inning.
fountain hydration station splashdown. Wow. That ball was tattered and battered. Upper tank in the fountain. Beautiful stroke.
Home run number 11 for Salvador Perez. That leads the Royals, and that home run was worth $12,500 in our home run challenge for prostate cancer research. 1.6 million has been raised, and that will end tomorrow. Rios grounds out to short. Red Sox get a home run in the first. Royals get a long home run in the second to tie it.
Wow. Salvador Perez goes to the hydration station.
With the 2015 Esurance MLB All-Star voting, Salvador Perez still leading the American League in total votes. Keep voting. Royals.com/vote. The voting ends on July 2nd, and then we will know who you have voted as the starters for the American League.
You know, all the drama will be over. The voting drama.
Blake Swihart, Red Sox rookie catcher. He had a 2-hit game, drove in 2. And the Red Sox 7-3 victory last night. And the pitch got away from Volquez. 2 balls and 1 strike. Salvador Perez wants a changeup, and Volquez change is in for a strike. Good movement. 2-2. That's stroked into right center field. So Swihart got a hittable pitch on 2-2. And he's going to hold with a leadoff double. Kane bobbled it for a moment, and Swihart was thinking about third. And the Red Sox have a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Had a chance to talk with Ned Yost about this young man, Blake Swihart. I said, Ned, I'd like to switch hitting catcher, and he said he has quick hands. And there's a good shot of it right there. There's a ball elevated. Got him to swing at the changeup. Now he's able to just put that ball right in the gap where he wanted it.
And now a very hot hitter at the plate on a very hot night. Our T-Mobile game changer, Mookie Betts. His home run in the first inning gives him an 8-game hitting streak. And he has 5 hits in 6 at-bats in this series. And he was showing bunt and taking strike 1. He hit his 7th home run of the year, leading off the game against Volquez, his 2nd career leadoff home run.
Moustakas is almost looking at Swihart at second and then Betts at home because he thinks Swihart could try to steal third. See how he's looking that way?
Bunted back to Volquez, who fumbles, throws, and gets him in time. And Swihart goes to third.
Moose was good on that. He was making sure that they didn't pull the bunt and then pull it back and have him steal while Moose vacates third base. But anyway, he'll just take the bunt here right back to the pitcher. Volquez almost got himself into trouble there, missing the first time around, but he was able to get him by a half a step. Sometimes managers will make the hitter square around, and then you see there's nobody at third, and he would do a straight steal. And just because Swihart's a catcher doesn't mean he can't steal bases. This guy's a young, energetic, athletic catcher.
Fouled back by Brock Holt. Royals need a ground ball, a pop-up, or a strikeout here with the infield in. And they got the pop-out from Holt in the first inning. He popped out to Escobar. Red Sox trying to answer the Royals, who just tied it in the bottom of the second on the Salvador Perez home run. Good pitch. 0-2.
Volquez can get the strikeout coming into this game. 62 strikeouts in 78 in the third inning. It's not on the extremely high side, but it's good enough to strike guys out with his stuff he's got.
Sal looks like he wants to pitch up here, maybe up and way out of the strike zone. That's exactly what he got. You got to be careful with that pitch because Holt is looking for a pitch up with the infield in.
Outfielders, though, not respecting Holt's power at all. They're medium to shallow.
He only has 2 home runs.
So sometimes that high pitch sets up the one in the dirt.
Slash to left field, and Brock Holt puts the Red Sox in front. That's their second double of the inning.
Almost like he knew what was coming. Gotta love that. Nice soft step. And then he just takes his hands to the ball and stays inside of it and just slices it down the left field line. Look at that. That's about 2 inches on the outer half of the plate. If you're looking for a fastball, you pull off of that.
And now Dustin Pedroia with a runner in scoring position. Pedroia with a little half swing, flied out to Rios his first time up. He is listed, and I say listed in quotations, at 5'9". So he doesn't look like a number 3 hitter, but he sure swings the bat like a number 3 hitter. He hit his first major league home run against the Royals back in 2006.
It's one of the many great things about baseball. You don't have to have size to play it. You have to have heart. This level, you got to mix in some skills, but that heart and that confidence guy sure make a big difference.
Out to Escobar. Holt got a good read. He'll go to third, and Pedroia is out number 2. Volquez in his last start against Milwaukee only threw 78 pitches. He came out in the top of the 6th inning for a pinch hitter. So he should have plenty of fuel in the tank tonight, and he may need a few extra. He is at 44 pitches, but I always wonder how a pitcher feels on a night like tonight in the mid-90s. He's thrown 44, but does he feel more like he's thrown 64 pitches? David Ortiz grounded out to short, batting with Holt at third. Holt has driven in Swihart in this inning to put Boston back out in front. Threw a fastball by him at 94.
What I've seen in just my second game now, I like to see their speed at the top with Betts, Holt, and then you got Swihart. Swihart's going to make a difference. Now, he probably won't run like this his whole career, but he's an athletic guy with speed. So, you know, rarely do you see a catcher hitting 9th. But this is a nice look that they have for their offense. And we've talked about their offense being good. Pitching not so good, defense not so good, but they got something in their offense here working. John Farrell does. Got some speed in there.
Escobar cuts in front of Infante, who is out in shallow right field, and throws out Ortiz. So the Red Sox leave Holt at third. They do regain the lead. For 5 years, traveling constantly and going through countless treatments, causing financial stress. And after her mother passed away, Jamie decided she wanted to help others going through the same financial issues and started Friends for Life. With a committee of 13 women, Friends for Life has raised more than $350,000 to help 150 different families in Woodson County, Kansas, who are facing cancer with travel expenses, utility bills, groceries, and anything else they may need at that time. Jamie sitting in the Buck O'Neil legacy seat at tonight's game as Omar Infante is Head in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Let's bring in Joel.
And he's going real well. 9 for his last 19. But what we've noticed the last couple of games is he's been racking up those hits with different bats. Many of those bats are not his. And here hits a hot shot to shortstop and is just going to ground out. But let's look at all these bats here. You're not going to see a whole lot of them with the number 14 on them. But that's a Salvador Perez bat right there. There's number 2, Alcides Escobar. I think we could probably throw in a Mike Moustakas in there. He's been using Gerard Dyson. So a variety of bats, guys. He says he usually hits with a size 34 bat, and he's been bouncing around. He said he's done this in the past with Detroit when he struggled, just trying different bats. Escobar has a 33.5. Dyson has a 33.5. Salvador 34. Mike Moustakas at 34 he used yesterday. He says that he's had the most hits so far with Salvador Perez's bats. If he gets a hit, he sticks with it. If he doesn't, he moves on to another one. And I said, what about your bats, Omar? And he said, no hits in that one, Papa. So he's working on some other ones, seeing if he can get out of that funk.
It's pretty nice his teammates are free and easy with the bats and loaning them bats. Not all the players are like that.
Escobar has hit in 6 straight games, and he's on for the 2nd time tonight.
Good report, Joel.
Yeah, I thought we had noticed in the Milwaukee game on Wednesday that he did get a hit and then would have a different bat next time up, right?
Yep.
Weren't we wondering why he was switching his bats?
Yeah. And it's like Betts didn't get a good read on that ball, but still, I think it would have fallen had he went directly to it.
So Mike Moustakas with a runner at first and 1 out. He grounded into a double play his first time up, and I had mentioned at the time that that's how Rick Porcello gets out of innings. Since the beginning of last year, only Dallas Keuchel of the Houston Astros has gotten more ground ball double plays. A little bit high, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You try to see him up, but when that sinker's down out over where he wants it and you try to roll your hands over and pull it, you're going to hit into a double play. But Moose, as well as he's gone to left field this year, shouldn't have a problem thinking that direction on him here. With 1 out, doesn't want to do it again.
Now ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now if it's up, we all know what Moose can do. He can hit 1 out of here in a heartbeat. It's a guy with his proud box with Moose's bobblehead inside of it. Moose wants to see if he can go to left field here, left center.
Lorenzo Cain in the first inning stole 2 bases, literally tried to steal 3 in the same inning. He stole second, he stole third, out on a double steal, trying to steal home. So the Royals feel like they can run on Porcello. And he's making sure that Escobar stays close. So Moustakas hammers it up the right field line, down into the corner. And Mike Jerschele will hold him at third base. That appeared to be a good call. Second and third with 1 out.
This early in the game, why not hold him? That was good. Although Escobar, he could possibly have made that at home. No need to take a chance. Got 1 out. Second and third, a chance to make sure you get that run home. And there it was. Now Moose said forget about taking him the other way because that was a changeup. And the changeup, he can go ahead and get the bat head out. Jersch is in good position down there, the third base coach. Third base runner, he's coming, he's got a wide turn, he's coming in, he can look right at him. Make sure he doesn't miss a stop sign.
Lorenzo Cain lost a 9-game hitting streak last night and singled to left in the first inning tonight. Holt, nice play on a short hop. And now Escobar's in a rundown. And Porcello tags him out. So that's not a good trade-off right there.
Tough read for Escobar. Because you're not sure if he's going to catch that ball. That was a liner that just hit just short of Holt, the shortstop. Lorenzo Cain, he's bummed. He couldn't get the run home. Rusty's consoling him. But if you leave on contact and he catches it, you're doubled up. So Escobar, he had to hold. And by that time, Holt, a big league shortstop, you're going to cut that run down with that much room to go.
But when you have to hold, don't you continue to hold there?
Yeah, you weren't going to go ahead and stay. There was no need for Escobar to act like he was coming home there because there's second and third. There was no force play. So Esky basically ran into an out there.
And now Cain runs, and that's his third stolen base in the first 3 innings. And a career high for him, 3 stolen bases in 1 game. So that makes up for the out. Now you're back to runners at second and third with 2 down.
And now you're looking for Haas to come through here. Cain, love it. Hot, warm day, feeling good. Muscles respond well to this humidity. Now Haas is looking to drive.
And thought about a bunt. With Sandoval way off the line over at third.
Might have been just a show, but really there's no need for that. Haas is so dangerous with his swing. He could get his 2 buddies in that are on the bases and himself with 1 swing. Porcello, he's coming in on him. He did his first time up too, and he walked it. He tried to pitch him in, bust his hands. Hosmer really good with runners in scoring position. Hosmer knows he's trying to get in there, but sometimes when you get in there, you leave that ball out over the plate and damage can be done. Got to be careful this count here, 2-1. They want to talk about it.
Mentioned that Lorenzo Cain has 3 stolen bases in the first 3 innings. He has 4 attempts in the first 3 innings. It's the first time in 11 years that a Royal has attempted 4 stolen bases in 1 game. Angel Baroa back in 2004 was the last. 2-1 to Hosmer. Morales is on deck. Ooh, delayed call, and Hosmer not happy about it. He thought it was inside.
They're continuing to stay in there, and you can't blame them. But that was a little bit in. Because Hosmer, his arms are so long, and when he gets extended on a pitch that's out over the plate, he does damage to all fields. So they try to tie him up.
Three and 2. Hosmer starting to drive the ball to center field, left center. And like he was earlier in the season, not chasing pitches like that last one, off speed, down and away.
Dale has convinced Hosmer to let Morales do the damage if they don't want to let Haas do it. That's why he's being more selective. Look at this, and obviously they're with first base open. They're talking about this. They're saying, what are we going to do here? Try to get him to swing at a bad pitch is what they're going to do. But you got to protect.
Porcello has 5 wild pitches if he tries to get Hosmer to swing at a really bad pitch. That was a great pitch. Nothing bad about that one. Royals leave runners at second and third in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
us to the Washington Nationals and Pittsburgh Pirates, and this is a no-hitter for Max Scherzer. Broken up the perfect game by a hit by pitch with 2 outs. So he does settle for the no-hitter. Thought maybe Jose Tabata leaned into that one a little bit. Regardless, it's a no-no for Max Scherzer. His last start, guys, 16 strikeouts and 1 hit against Milwaukee. This time against Pittsburgh, worthy of the chocolate sauce. How about that?
That's the Nationals version of the Salvador Perez water / Gatorade jug. How about that? 2 outs, 2 strikes, and Tabata just kind of leaves his elbow out there. Now 20 years ago in the following game, the Nationals would say, oh, you want to get hit, huh? Okay, we can help you out with that.
Yeah, it made me a little nauseous when I saw him lean over and it hit his little elbow pad. It didn't even hit him. It just hit his pad. So where's the umpire to step in and say, hey, look, you didn't try to get out of the way of that. You stay in the box. I'm going to keep his perfect game in order. You didn't try to get out of the way. You can do that.
Yeah.
Umpires have discretion to do that. That would have really been something, and wouldn't have had too many arguments with it. That's where that pitch was right there that Hanley just hit. That's where the pitch was that hit Tabata. It's too bad. There it is. Okay, we'll show you next pitch.
Pablo Sandoval with Ramirez at first base. 2 outs, 2 strikes. He definitely stuck his elbow into it.
Yeah. I'm not sure who the home plate umpire was.
Mike Malinsky.
Mike, not good.
One and one on Sandoval. By the way, it was a, what was it, a 6-0 game? So there was no, well, I was just trying to get on base to get a rally going. Yeah.
No. Stand up and make a call. Be a guy.
Who's pitching for Washington tomorrow? Gio Gonzalez.
Effectively wild.
He might be to one guy. Off the railing of the side wall. Red Sox in the first inning got a leadoff home run from Mookie Betts. Salvador Perez tied it with a home run in the bottom of the second. The Red Sox took the lead on a Brock Holt double in the third. Two and two on Sandoval.
Rhino, I was in the press dinner room sitting with the Red Sox radio guy Joe Castiglione, and we were talking about that getting hit by a pitch. I said, you know, umpire can change that call, you know, from if they didn't think the guy went out of the way. And see, he goes, I remember that happened with Don Drysdale when Don Drysdale was in the midst of that 58 2/3 scoreless inning streak. Dick Dietz on May 31st.
Rios makes a play. Continue.
On May 31st, 1968, Drysdale had that streak intact. The bases were loaded. Actually, he hit Dick Dietz to load the bases, and Harry Wendelstadt, the home plate umpire, said, No. You have to come back here. You didn't try to get out of the way of that. And Drysdale ended up getting out of the side and continued on his streak. Oh, I think they were loaded. The bases were loaded.
Yeah, that was going to end the streak.
Yeah, and he hit Dietz.
Yep.
And you know where he got that from? Dick Dietz's obituary. Why would that story be in Dick Dietz's obituary, who passed in 05?
Broken bat, 2 down. I'll let you think about that. Tonight is Mike Moustakas bobblehead night as we celebrate an iconic moment from each round of last year's postseason. And you can round out your collection on Saturday, July 25th, with a Yordano Ventura commemorating his performance on the mound in Game 6 of the World Series, courtesy of Fox Sports Kansas City. That's for the first 15,000 fans. Get your tickets at Royals.com. Now Alejandro De Aza. Well, it's, I would think, by far the most famous circumstance where an umpire calls a hitter back to home plate, and so much was on the line for Don Drysdale. Plus you had the Dodgers and the Giants, which was a huge rivalry, and you know that the Giants were just dying to put an end to Drysdale's streak.
Dick Dietz had a pretty good career, though. I wonder why they would put that little moment in his obituary.
Are you kidding me? That was a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's even some grainy film of that, I think, somewhere.
I followed Dick Dietz.
Giants were just boiling mad over that. I've seen the highlight a few times. But it is a rule that can be enforced by the umpire, and when something is on the line, like Drysdale's, as Vin Scully called it, string of pearls, his consecutive scoreless innings, or in this case a perfect game, you're 1 strike from a perfect game. That was a swing, and it's 1-2 on De Aza.
When Tabit had just stood there and let that ball hit him from Scherzer, the whole lunch, everybody in the media room, the dinner room, went, oh. He spoiled his perfect game. Umpire could have been a hero.
Right center field, well hit. Kane to the track to make the play. Nothing comes of the leadoff single. Boston leads 2-1 at the end of 3.5. The lines. Order online with rapid pickup at delivery.panerabread.com. by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by AT&T UVerse high-speed internet. The UVerse revolves around you. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT. 2-1 Boston. And with their win last night, they have won 7 of the last 8 against the Royals. A couple of memorable series between the two teams last year, as Boston won 6 out of 7. No swing. 1-1 on Morales. The first one was the sweep. Remember, the Royals were swept by the Red Sox out of the All-Star break and had fallen to 8 games out of first place. Royals put the pieces back together not long after that.
Where's Morales going?
That's only his second strike, isn't it?
Oh my. He always just steps out of the box, maybe just takes his foot out. But he was walking all the way back like he thought he was struck out.
So given a 4th strike, at least in his mind, he flies out to center field. And there's one down. Mentioned that Rick Porcello has lost his last 5 starts. He was pitching very well leading up to this stretch, but 0-5 over his last 5. His ERA just under 7. Now the Red Sox aren't scoring a whole lot of runs for him, but still you can't be complaining when your ERA is 7. And he has never lost 6 consecutive starts. Now in his 4 starts before this stretch, his ERA was 2.1. So very hot and cold. No balls and 2 strikes. A little spike in his home runs per 9 innings, and he's given up a home run today to Salvador Perez. 1-2.
Alex would like to have his last at bat back against Porcello. Hit a ball out of the park, pulled it, and then he went to left field down the line, almost hit it out, and then he took a call 3rd strike on a good tailing fastball on the inner half.
Hanley Ramirez, and you never know, and he makes a play going into left center field. 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Joel has gone through the rule book, and what did you find, Joel?
What you know, Ryan, sometimes is difficult to read, but this one spelled out pretty good. Rule 6.08: the batter becomes a runner and is entitled to first base without liability when, of course, 4 balls. That would be a walk. Also, if he is touched by a pitched ball when he is not attempting to hit, that would be the hit by pitch, unless the ball is in the strike zone when it touches the batter, or the batter makes no attempt to avoid being touched by the ball. If the ball is in the strike zone when it touches the batter, it should be called a strike, whether or not the batter tries to avoid the ball. If the ball is outside the strike zone when it touches the batter, it shall be called a ball if he makes no attempt to avoid being touched. So that pitch there to Tabata, if the umpire felt like he didn't make an attempt and it was in the strike zone, strike; out of the strike zone, ball. None of those happened.
0-2 on Salvador Perez.
Got him with a slow boy curveball. How about that?
And his first 1-2-3 inning at the end of 4. Boston still leads 2-1. foundation in the fight against prostate cancer. Log on to mlbcommunity.org or pcf.org to learn more. Sold out Kauffman Stadium, sellout number 11. On a very hot night in Kansas City, the ball is carrying, but so far, even with 2 home runs, just a combined 3 runs and 8 hits in the first 4 innings. One of the runs scored by Blake Swihart, Red Sox catcher. In fact, he led off the 3rd inning with the double and scored on Brock Holt's double. That's the difference right now, and Swihart leads off again. Hosmer fields and safe. So Volquez beat to the bag. Now it sounds bad, beat to the bag by a catcher, but Swihart runs better than an average catcher. And he's on to lead off the 5th inning.
Yep, I knew it was going to be tough to get him. Volquez kind of took his time getting over there. No contest. But Ned's coming out of the dugout here. Let's check on an injury, though. That's a good one.
Yeah, he was slow to get to first base, and then even slower going back to the mound after that play.
Well, took his time walking back to the hill. Everybody seems to be all right, but got to know your runners. You got to know their speed. And I told you, this is making a big difference to these Red Sox here. This young rookie catcher in a 9-hole. He had a nice night last night, and he's continuing now here. Catcher or not, doesn't matter. This guy, he's an athlete. Swihart's dad made him play basketball for 2 years to work on his foot speed. Worked. Kid's very agile in back of the plate, does a nice job. We haven't seen enough of him, you know, as far as his catching skills back there, but we've seen his offensive skills. It looks good. 22 stolen bases in the minors.
Oh, and 2 on Mookie Betts. Let's go to Joel.
Well, from basketball and Swihart to bowling and Betts, Mookie's a Tennessee native, had made a couple of trips when he was younger to Kansas City. The more recent one was to play in an all-star showcase in 2010 here at Kauffman Stadium. But he said he was here before that when he was younger for a bowling tournament. And I said, bowling? He said, yeah, I bowled a lot as a kid. I said, how good are you? Have you ever bowled a 300? He said, yeah, a couple of times. I'm kind of known for my bowling. So I ended up asking him the question, because you don't hear a whole lot of that in baseball. But what's the tougher feat, hitting 300 for a season or bowling a 300 game? He thought about it for a moment and said, no, it's got to be hitting 300 for a season. So many more variables, defense, finding the right holes. If you're on in bowling, you can roll a 300. He's done it twice.
And he is a red-hot hitter. He has 6 hits in his first 8 at-bats, or 8 plate appearances in this series. And he's hit in 8 straight games. He has homered today and now singles to put 2 on and nobody out. That was on an 0-2 pitch.
And he refuses to hit into a double play. Curveball stayed up, short to it. Really quick hands to the ball. Off balance, but didn't matter. Kept his hands back. He's just trying to put the ball in play. That's a really nice piece of hit. Mike could build a team around these 3 guys that are on the diamond right here. This guy hitting, and then of course the guy on deck's not too shabby either.
Hosmer will go to third. How about that? He knew he could only get one out, and Swihart may have injured himself as he slid in late and hard into third base.
Probably wasn't expecting that, and that's why Hosmer, one of the reasons he wears the Gold Glove. You're not going to see for it. Well, look at this play. Okay, it takes him way to his right and almost in between land, but smart play by just seeing it right in front of him, taking the out. That was the easiest out. Beautiful play. Ooh, I don't know why he got up grabbing his shin. Ooh, and it caught his ankle. Yeah, it looked like a dangerous slide there, and you could tell by the way he grabbed his foot that he could be in some trouble. Too bad.
Breaking ball strike to Dustin Pedroia. And if any part of his leg is hurting now, it's not going to help him at all to get in and out of a squat the rest of the night.
I'm glad to see him walk off, because you know that base puts a lot of guys in the disabled list.
Pedroia has flied to right and grounded out to short.
Pedroia has grounded into 5 double plays this year, and I said at the beginning of the show, Volquez has induced 8 double play balls. Could use one here, save his pitch count.
Pedroia takes a rip. 0-2. Betts takes off, and Pedroia with a little check swing.
Here he comes. Get back.
Coming to the plate. Heads up play by Mookie Betts. Running on the play, he scores from second base on a ground ball out in front of home plate.
See it coming on contact. When you got a guy like Betts, look at him going. He's stealing. Okay, he sees this and he's going to take off. He takes what he sees. Got it easily. When Salvi vacated the catching spot, I knew for sure he was going to keep coming. If he had any type of instincts at all, and obviously he does. That is a heads-up play. That's exciting.
Pedroia, because of the aggressive base running of Betts, ends up with an RBI. And now Holtz at second base with 2 down. Inside to David Ortiz. Ortiz has grounded out to Escobar twice, and both times Escobar was on the right side of second base, where he's lined up now.
Speed makes a difference. Royals fans know that. Ned has a team full of runners. And the Red Sox in game 1 made a difference with their speed and their hitting, and now they're doing it again here in game 2. Taking it to the Royals.
Two and one on David Ortiz. Mookie Betts, his first career 4-hit game last night. He just hit a leadoff home run tonight. He singled on an 0-2 pitch in this inning and then scored on a ground ball from second base. 3-1 on Ortiz, with, at least at the moment, a much more dangerous Hanley Ramirez on deck. Ortiz is on, and runners at first and second for Ramirez. And here comes Dave Island out to have a word with Volquez. That's Edenson's second walk tonight. Pitch count still in good shape. He's at 76 with 2 down in the 5th inning. And now Hanley Ramirez, he hit his 14th home run last night. That leads the Red Sox, and he's 1 for 2 tonight.
Want to keep that ball in or away. Nothing out over the middle of the plate for him. Down is good as well.
Foul and deep.
He's a great hitter. You can't leave anything out there with him. We know that he hit it far enough. They just wondered if it was going to stay fair. His career 300 hitter in his 10th season.
And now Volquez ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You think of Ramirez as a young player. You think about him with the Marlins, but he's actually out of the Red Sox organization. Traded to the Marlins, and then as a free agent coming back to Boston. Pretty good deal. Hanley Ramirez and Anibal Sanchez, 2 young players, going to the Florida Marlins, and Ramirez drops it out into left center field with a broken bat, and the Boston Red Sox lead 4-1 in the 5th inning.
He's hot. He'd gladly exchange a broken bat for a base hit RBI. That bat, it shattered in 2. And it was away. You can see how he's got that unusual stance where he really charges towards the ball. Keeps his head there, but he has the ability to keep the hands back and just stay in the large part of the field.
By the way, that deal with Ramirez and Sanchez going to Florida, the Red Sox got Mike Lowell and Josh Beckett, who helped the Red Sox win a World Series. That is a fair ball, and Hosmer races to the base and beats Sandoval. Volquez was not there. So that saved another run. Boston gets 2 in the 5th inning, and now their lead is 3.
Gold glove skills all the way. Saved 2 runs.
bottom of the 5th. And we welcome in Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. This fundamentally sound Royals team has had some fundamental breakdowns tonight we're not used to seeing.
Oh, you're right. And it seems like the Red Sox tonight are almost beating the Royals at their own game.
Right.
Red Sox have not had a good season, have not been fundamentally sound, but tonight we're seeing the Royals on the other side of that equation.
Well, the Royals will take that. Second batter that Rick Porcello has hit tonight, and that puts the leadoff man on. Speaking of Rick Porcello, here are our sprint cuts of the game. The Royals have 4 hits in 4 innings.
Yeah, Porcello normally, guys, just going to be bearing down ground ball wise, but this year he's been a little bit different. He's been able to make some big pitches, even up and in on pitches that are tough pitches to make, tough pitches to execute, but a couple big situations that Porcello's came through against both Gordon and Eric Hosmer.
Slider for a strike to Omar Infante. He is 0 for 1.
Right in the wallet, Monty.
If you're going to drill somebody, that's the best place to do it.
And
Rios has a pretty big wallet.
better believe it, most of them all do.
One and one on Infante. Using his second bat in as many at-bats. Is that a Kendrys Morales bat?
He's getting tricky on us.
Rios runs.
Yeah.
Perfect hit and run. First and third, nobody out.
There's a little bit of Ned's game coming back right there. That's what you want to do. Get some action going with your number 9 hitter. Have him put the ball in play. Move Rios. That is timely. It's perfect too. Shortstop covering. Most of the time it's going to be the second baseman in the off field that covers. But that time they picked it perfectly. That's what you do. Good piece of hitting there and running.
I really like that play with the ground ball pitcher on the mound, because that ball obviously would have been a double play ball had it not been in action.
And now the Royals' best hitter as far as average goes with runners in scoring position. Ooh, that's the best pitch that Escobar's seen all night. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning and then blooped a single to center in the third, hitting .364 with runners in scoring position.
Had some late life to it. Got it by him. Stay to the right side of the field.
Up the middle, base hit. So he comes through again, driving in his 26th, and it's a 4-2 game.
Kept his hands inside the baseball. That keeps you from rolling over. That was perfect. He was trying to go that way, and he found a hole up the middle. That'll keep you out of the double play all the time. They're coming in on him. Ball stayed out over the middle of the plate. Hit it right back where it came from. Love it. That's great situational hitting there. Staying out of the double play and picking up the ribby. Nobody out. Still got action going here. Monty, are you going to ask Moose to bunt here, or are you going to let him try to drive them all in?
No, I want to see some gap action here.
There you go. Let him swing it, man, because Moose, he's a number 2 hitter now. Sometimes you ask a guy to do that.
He's hit the ball hard twice tonight. He grounded into a double play in the first inning, but he hit it hard right to Pedroia and then doubled in the third. So he's pulled the ball both times and hit it right on the nose.
No, but you know, with nobody out here, you got the meat of the order coming. The sacrifice wouldn't be so bad either. However, Moose is multi-talented.
He's hitting .322.
I hear you, but he's in that number 2 hole because he can do those things.
Bach was called. There's your sacrifice bunt without an out.
Thank you. Even better. Wow, what a break that is. John Farrell, I don't see him coming out at all. He must have saw what we saw.
It looked like second base umpire Dan Bellino was saying that Porcello didn't come set, or maybe he bounced his hands.
Yeah, I think he did something with his hands. I saw Bellino make that symbol to Porcello afterwards.
Whoa.
It was very slight, but he started to go down and then he stopped.
Well, he called it right away, and that's a beautiful thing for the Royals.
Don't often see that call made.
2-0 on Moustakas.
This is kind of a weird game going on here. We're seeing some plays that we haven't seen ever, and we're seeing a bunch of them. Betts coming home on the bunt, on the swinging RBI by Pedroia. Hosmer with the force out at third. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on as the crowd's getting into it.
Reminds you a little bit of a spring training game.
It does.
Two and 0. That'll get a run home, and the wind just keeps pushing it. Escobar rounds third. He had no chance to score, but he had the right idea with that ball hit so deep. So it's a 2-run fifth inning, and now Mike Moustakas has driven in a run in 6 consecutive games.
Did you guys hear the crowd start to roar as Escobar got close to second base? To tag and score from second on a deep fly here at the K, it's possible. Look at Escobar at the top of your screen. He's coming hard to Jershely. The crowd started feeling him coming home. But with only one out, why take a chance? Pull the infielders in. You got the meat of the order coming up. Got to get the run home.
So that balk has led to a run. Let's look at Porcello. Let's look at it at regular speed this time.
Yeah, when he's at the very top, he starts to go down, then he hesitates just a little bit. I think that's what Bellino.
Yeah, just a little.
Yep.
Wow. That little movement changing the game like that.
And that was so subtle. I don't even think Porcello realized what he did.
Grounded. Sandoval tried to get the out at third. The game is tied, and Kane goes to second base. And now Sandoval might be hurt.
When you make a play like that, you slip, try to tag it third, and you got to know the runner. You put that ball in your pocket. There's no need in throwing that. Okay, he landed on his right hand, and that's the hand that he slid head first into the base on. We'll see. Maybe it was that last slip. He hurt his leg. Hard to tell. Watch his right hand there. See how he landed on it. And by then, you can't throw that ball. He double clutches even.
Ooh, that front leg.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he got hurt.
I thought he double clutched, trying to maybe decoy Escobar to take off and then tag him out.
That left ankle. Yeah, they're looking at his left foot, his left ankle. That left ankle, when he went with that second stride. Watch his left leg. Right here. Ooh. He's going to come out.
Crazy, crazy baseball game. Nonetheless, Royals, nice job of tying this baby up.
Travis Shaw will take over at third base. So as he warms up, Eric Hosmer gets ready with the go-ahead run at second base and just one out. DraftKings showed us the players to watch before today's and tonight's games, and Eric Hosmer was one. 0 for 1 with a walk. Dallas Keuchel. Are we scheduled to see Dallas Keuchel when we go through Houston? Man, he's turning into, in a very short period of time, one of the best pitchers in the American League.
That whip of .95 is unheard of for a starting pitcher.
I think if you ask some of those guys, number 6 and company, they'd say, hey, you know what, bring him, we'll take him. They've been beating some of the best in the business this year already.
It's been one of their trademarks early in the year.
That's right.
Beating some aces.
One of the biggest outs for Porcello tonight was getting Hosmer looking to end the bottom of the 3rd inning. That was with runners at 2nd and 3rd. And now a chance to redeem with Kane at 2nd, 1 out. And Kane is doing a good job of distracting Porcello, taking some of his focus away from Hosmer. Slow curveball at 75 is in for a strike. One. That's a kind of pitch that he'll use to set up the one that runs back over the plate.
Exactly. He's executed that pitch very nicely twice already tonight for strikeouts.
And now Holt dashes to the bag, no play.
I think Locane wants to rip 3rd off.
Cold foul, 1 and 2 on Hosmer. So does he go with this pitch, which ended the 3rd?
I think he will. He tried it after going to it earlier in the game against Alex Gordon. Tough pitch to execute, but he seems to be really confident in that pitch tonight.
Pitch is up. Now to Pedroia. 2 down. Kane goes to 3rd. And now Porcello will get Kendrys Morales for a 3rd time tonight. Kendrys celebrating his 32nd birthday. So far has grounded to 2nd and flied to center field. 353 with runners in scoring position this year. Very high, ball 1. This will be pitch number 80 for Porcello. Alex Gordon is on deck, and the Red Sox have a lefty in the bullpen. Right field, deep into the corner. Happy birthday! And the Royals lead in the 5th inning.
Lots of it. 3rd career birthday homer from Morales.
And Hud, I got to give you some credit because you pointed to right field right before that pitch was delivered, like he's calling the shot.
That's right, but I had to muzzle myself. It was a rare moment for me, but for Morales, you can just feel him. He's got tremendous presence at the plate.
It is a 5-run bottom of the 5th inning. And we talked about it so many times, how often the Royals answer their opponent. Now, they didn't answer the Red Sox when they scored their first 2 runs, but when the Red Sox got 2 in the top half of this inning and appeared to be starting to pull away with the momentum, the Royals hang a 5 on the scoreboard. Second home run allowed by Porcello tonight, 13 on the year. And the pitcher with a 5.29 ERA has given up 6 in fewer than 5 innings. And now 3-2.
We've seen Porcello upstairs a lot, and looking up the numbers earlier, his ground ball ratio up into this year of his career, 52%. This year it's only 42%, so he's down 10%, so a big drop in ground balls for him.
And now Alex walks, and as we showed earlier, Monty, the home runs are up as a result that he's not keeping the ball down.
2-seamer. Hard to sneak a piece of cheese by a hungry birthday rat, especially looking for a cookie on this special day. He had plenty of distance. He knew it. And a nice birthday trot. Monty, it don't get no better than that.
That's going to be a very sweet feeling on your birthday, Hud.
John Pope, our cameraman, just to make sure he doesn't run into Kendry as he goes down the line with him. You could count how many spikes he had on the bottom of his shoes.
That's great camera work, fellas. Way to go.
Well, we have a lot of game to play. The Royals have 14 come from behind wins this year. They have not had a come from behind win where they've been down by 3 or more. They were down by 3 when this inning began, and now they're up by 2. 9 come to the plate, 5 score, and Kendrys Morales on his birthday puts the Royals in front by 2.
Bam, bam.
6-4 Royals with a 5-run 5th inning, and this is a big inning for Edinson Volquez. He has not pitched his best game today. He's given up 4 runs, 7 hits, but trying to have a shutdown inning after that big inning and turn it over to the bullpen in the 7th. He is at 82 pitches, and he gets the lower third of the order. Napoli, De Aza, and Swihart.
Nothing makes a team happier after an inning like that, just like you said, Rhino, a shutdown inning right here. Keep that momentum in the Royals dugout, get them back in there 1, 2, 3.
Two and one on Napoli. He is walked and hit a soft line out to short.
Guys, the thing I've noticed about Volquez tonight is his inability to get in that real good rhythm like we normally see him in. He just doesn't seem to be working as quickly, and he just not quite as sharp as he has been earlier.
Rios makes a play in right field. Well, it's very hot, and Volquez has pitched in hot games, and we know what to expect in Kansas City, and yet the first real hot day is kind of a shock to the system. So 5 1/3. No strikeouts for Volquez. And he has 1 out in the 6th inning. Franklin Morales is loosening up. Left-hand batter Alejandro De Aza is at the plate. Good breaking ball in for a strike. De Aza is 0 for 2. Foul ball. Last time Edinson Volquez had a start without one single strikeout was 51 starts ago. Left center field, slicing. And it's going to drop between Gordon and Kane. And De Aza is going to head for third. Pretty good throw from the warning track. And De Aza has a 1-out triple.
Can't place it any better.
That ball left his bat. I didn't think it was going to get all the way to the wall, but the ball just seems to be carrying so well out in that part of the field tonight.
Oh, it is. From the first batter of the game, Mookie Betts, Monty, I knew this was going to be a helium filled baseball game with that ball, because it just flying out of here. And that had some tail spin on it, a little bit of tailing towards the left field, and it just went away from Kane, and Gordon couldn't catch it. And I think that'll be it for Volquez.
The Red Sox made the first move. Sandy Leon, their backup catcher, moved to the on-deck area. So remember, Swihart had a hard slide into third base, and he was limping around. So the Red Sox started the game with Sandoval at third and Swihart behind the plate, and now they have Shaw at third and Leon behind the plate. And Ned Yost, after 88 pitches for Volquez, makes a Chevy call to the bullpen. 5-run fifth inning. Edinson Volquez is out in the top of the 6th as we look back on some key plays.
Well, this was an interesting one here with Morales at the plate at 2 outs. They tried a double steal. First time all year. Didn't work. Took them out of the inning and took a little wind out of their sails. Now here's one here. Escobar didn't have to come home on that. It was second and third. Kane hit the drive, ran into an out. Now watch Betts on a little swinging single. Pedroia keeps going to first. So does Betts. This is heads up right here. You gotta love aggression like that. Now Moustakas, foul. Simple strike? No, a balk was called on a very, very minute move. Pablo Sandoval might have put himself in the DL here with this debacle of a play. I mean, I don't know why he didn't just put that ball in his pocket. Instead, he's walking off to look at his Instagram now.
And now Franklin Morales with the runner at third base and 1 out. And pitching to Sandy Leon. He's hitting for Blake Swihart. And there's a strike. And Leon is not happy with home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman. And now no balls, 2 strikes. Morales pitched for the Red Sox. Started in the Rockies organization. He spent parts of 2011, all of 2012, and most of 2013 with Boston, pitching as both a reliever and a starter, and then went back to the Rockies last year. Almost got him on the jersey. It's a big at bat and a big run for the Red Sox. Difference between being down 1 or 2 with Herrera, Davis, and Holland around the corner.
Franklin Morales done a great job this year. He's inherited 10 base runners. Only 1 has scored.
He's doing really a good job of keeping him guessing. In, out, I mean, way in. And Leon, with that last swing there, that's all he's got to do. Just make some contact. He'll plate the ribby. He just wants to put his bat on it. Keep it away from the pitcher, of course, but anywhere else, he'll get the run in.
Oh, very close. Now, 2 things with this pitching change. Number 1, Morales has been very strong against righties and lefties, but Leon is just 1 for 15 against left-hand pitchers. Sal sets up inside, and Leon strikes out. He is 1 for 16 against lefties.
Had him looking away, Monty, and he surprised him with that little yak on the inside on his hands here.
Right, he had thrown a couple pitches off the plate away, and he surprised him inside, and very nice pitch.
Look how far off that was of the dish. That thing started way outside, and look at the wicked movement on that. He barely tapped it into Salvi's glove. Big out.
And now Mookie Betts, a right-hand batter who's as hot as anybody in the league right now. He's coming up. And Ned Yost brings in Ryan Madsen for a Chevy call to the bullpen. Runner at third, 2 down, 6th inning. Royals lead by 2. Morales. Now Ryan Madsen takes over. MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand in HD with highlights, live look-ins, and pitch tracking every night on every device. So De Aza with that 1-out triple is now standing at third with 2 down, and the Royals will try and figure out how to set down Mookie Betts. Good start there. Fastball at 94. Betts hit his 2nd career leadoff home run in the 1st inning. Dropped down a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd and then singled and scored in the 5th. He is 6 out of 7 in this series. Good movement. 1 ball, 1 strike. Home run, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and he's in the middle of an 8-game hitting streak.
Rusty Kuntz has the Royals outfielders playing shallow. I want him to doink one in there.
1-2.
Monty, when's he going to work that Bugs Bunny changeup on him?
Well, he's ahead in the count now, so this is a good time to break it out. Going to go with your best pitch in this situation.
That had some good sinking action to that little fastball there.
There's the changeup. That'll complete the strikeout. The Red Sox had a runner at third with 1 out, and Morales and Madsen slam the door.
The M&M boys coming through out of Ned's pen in great strikeout fashion.
Royals lead 6-4 as they come up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fox Sports Kansas City and the Royals invite MU fans to come to Kauffman Stadium July 24th. The Astros will be in town. You can buy a ticket through royals.com/Mizzou and then get to the game early to get your University of Missouri themed Royals cap. Mizzou Day at the K, July 24th. Stephen Wright comes on for the 2nd time in this series. And he'll get Rios, Infante, and Escobar. Rios got the 5-run 5th started when he was hit by a pitch. Knuckleball pitcher Wright misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base hit left field. Alex Rios has hit in 6 straight games and leading off the 6th inning as he did with the 5th, getting on base. Our Sonic Slam inning contestant is Frankie Hahn from Raymore. If the Royals hit a home run in this inning, Frankie wins $2,000. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Frankie wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals.
Bonnie, you ever try to hit a knuckleball?
No, but I threw a few.
Mess a few hitters up with it? Could you throw it for a strike?
I remember I got one big strikeout against John Olerud against it.
Did he do a double take and look back at you like, what the heck was that?
It wasn't even a good one, but it was a strike. It locked him up. It shocked him.
The shock effect. Way to go. Well, Stephen Wright throws a hard one, a hard knuckleball, and then he follows it up with a little 2-seam fastball.
Rios runs and Leon loses the grip. It's a 4 stolen base game for the Royals. Kane has 3, and now Rios swipes second base.
Well, it's that glove. Whenever you catch a knuckleballer, you get that special glove, and it's hard to pick the ball out of it.
Betts running in the wrong direction, so Rios thinks he can advance, and he will. So a productive out for Omar Infante as he gets Rios to third base with 1 down.
Pretty impressive throwing arm on Betts, the center fielder.
Yeah, I like how he got behind the ball and got a little momentum going towards his throw to third, just offline. Rios made the right gamble. It worked. Infield's in now. Easier lane of hitting for Escobar. You can see it. That's the biggest hole. Look at that. Look at the size of that hole, Monty. You just try to hit it right back where it came from. Even a knuckleball. Sometimes you can just try to guide that in there on a knuckleballer.
Escobar has 2 hits. He's already driven in a run. He's scored a run. He's hit in 6 straight. And he's the Royals' best with runners in scoring position. Leon, even with Stephen Wright being a knuckleball pitcher, looked like he wasn't expecting a knuckleball here.
Well, when you're throwing a knuckleball like that with absolutely no movement, you have no clue where it's going. Monty, that's a perfect knuckleball. It's almost too perfect.
Yeah.
That super slow motion camera. It's a great shot to see with no seams. Look at how he holds it. Look at, there's absolutely no movement at all. And that ball has a mind of its own. And look at it go away from Escobar's bat.
Right, it's got movement and it acts like a changeup because you're not used to seeing that velocity.
Infield was in. Excellent play by De Aza, who is shallow in right field. He ran a mile to get to that ball. 2 down. And now Mike Moustakas. Good play by De Aza. Boy, he almost ran all the way to the infield dirt. In fact, he ended up on the dirt when he was done running. So Stephen Wright, that was interesting. Stephen Wright leaves the game and he takes the glove from Leon. So he goes to the dugout with 2 gloves and a lefty on for the Red Sox. FIFA Women's World Cup continues as Alex Morgan, Abby Wambach, Megan Rapinoe, and Team USA continue their quest for a third title as they take on Colombia in a win or go home matchup for both. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. on Fox Sports 1, and they catch the whole tournament streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Tommy Lane to face Mike Moustakas, and he's in with strike one.
There's some funky arm action right there, Monty. 86-91. He cuts the fastball, big curve, but that's quite an angle that Moose is going to have to really concentrate on that release point.
Sure to see a lot of breaking balls.
Woo! Base hit center field. 2 RBIs for Mike Moustakas tonight, and the Royals lead 7-4 in the 6th inning.
Moose is totally locked in, hitting over 280 against left-handed pitchers, and this motion and this type of guy is the most difficult. Arms and legs, and as a hitter, you're doing all you can. Look at that side armor coming way across the backside of Moose. They were going to pick it up on the outer half, and Moose just stayed in. Very nice piece of hitting. That's right up the middle.
I think Lane did him a favor by throwing that fastball away, let him get extended.
Down by Kane's feet. Mike Moustakas has at least 1 RBI in 6 consecutive games. Now 2-0 on Kane. Lorenzo has 2 hits, 3 stolen bases. That's a career high for him. He's also been caught stealing. So he's attempted 4. The Royals as a team have a season high 4 stolen bases tonight. That's a little bit down and in. 3 balls, no strikes with Hosmer on deck. On with 4 straight pitches. Tommy Lane is a Missouri boy. Grew up on the other side of the state in St. Peter's and spent part of his college career at Central Missouri State, which is now the University of Central Missouri. A 26th round pick for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Tommy Lane. Vote for the Royals Player of the Month at rallyhouse.com, and you'll be entered to win a majestic prize pack from Rally House. And the Red Sox don't want to go that far with Morales on deck. He has a 2-run home run on his birthday. Lefty here, Lane and Hosmer. Nice save by Leone. Every Royal has reached base, and we're only in the 6th inning. 7 of 9 have at least 1 hit. One ball, 1 strike. During the Milwaukee series, when the Royals really busted out offensively, in each of those 4 games, at least 8 Royals had a hit. Didn't have a big game offensively last night, and now 7 of 9 have a hit. Only Hosmer and Gordon are hitless, but Hosmer has walked and Gordon has walked. 2 balls and 1 strike. in left field will make the play to end the inning. Royals get one to make it a 3-run lead headed to the back end of the bullpen. Oh, that was special. During the Dodge Drive and Discover events. By your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit your MidwestFordDealers.com. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Royals were down 4-1 at one point tonight. The Red Sox big inning last night was a 5-run second. The Royals big inning tonight was a 5-run fifth. And they added a run in the 6th inning, so now you get into Herrera, Davis, and Holland with a 3-run lead. Edinson Volquez went 5 1/3. And after allowing a 1-out triple in the 6th inning, Ned Yost brought in Franklin Morales. He struck out Sandy Leon, and then brought in Ryan Madsen, who struck out Mookie Betts. In the 7th, Brock Holt, Dustin Pedroia, and David Ortiz. Wow. 1-1.
Pretty much a pitch exactly where you want to throw it. Bottom part of the strike zone at 100 miles an hour.
Why wouldn't an umpire call that, Monty?
Yeah, why, Monty?
Maybe he didn't see it. Looked pretty good from here.
That's perfect execution.
Called that one at 99. 1-2 on Brock Holt, who is 1 for 3.
Throw that 100-mile-an-hour pitch there. That ain't going to get hit too often. If it does, you're just going to barely get a piece of it.
I was a firm believer if you pitch to the bottom corner of the strike zone, you don't have to worry about the inside and the outside.
Two and two. Herrera did his job on Thursday in the final game with the Brewers with a 7-pitch 1-2-3 7th inning. That thing's got a little dicey in the 8th inning. Wade Davis hung in there, and Greg Holland closed the game out with a save. 98 miles an hour to strike out Holt. One down in the 7th inning.
Doesn't have to be perfect when it's 99.
No. And Dustin Pedroia looks at 100 miles an hour. He's 0 for 3. He got an RBI, but really he didn't drive in a run. Mookie Betts scored a run on a little tap out in front of the plate. Pedroia was thrown out. Betts was running on the play from second to third, and he scored. 1-1.
Had a conversation with Chili Davis, the Red Sox hitting coach, earlier today, and he said the most difficult thing about coaching in today's game is the fact that everyone coming in from the bullpen is throwing mid-90s, upper 90s, guys throwing 100 miles an hour, and the hitters get so prepared for that, for that 100. It's hard for them to stay back and stay in their game.
.99 over the outside, 1-2.
Because in order to hit that pitch, you have to gear up. You have to. It's not necessarily a big windup, but you got to get those hands going a little sooner than you normally would. And then when he does throw you that 89 mile an hour changeup, you got nothing left for it but a little ground ball if you make some contact.
That pitch stayed up, and Fonte makes a nice backhand play and throws out a 4-time Gold Glover, Pedroia. So 2 down. David Ortiz comes up with the bases empty, and we go to Joel.
All right, Ryan, I had a conversation late last year with David Ortiz. 2 things that he told me. One was that if this team could win, this city would just really rally around the team. He was right in that prediction. And the other thing he told me was, man, if the Royals have the lead after 6 innings with that bullpen, it is over. He thought Wade Davis had the best stuff since Mariano Rivera. Tonight, he gets Kelvin Herrera.
Well, their record this year is 30-3 when they lead after 6. When they lead after 7, the Royals have not lost a game yet this year. The startling number is when the Royals lead after 4 innings. And tonight, the rare occasion, as they are at least headed for victory, they could win when they were trailing after 4 innings. But they have the best record in baseball, the Royals do, when they lead after 4 innings. They've only lost 1. 99. David Ortiz is not happy with Bruce Dreckman.
He may have had an argument.
17 years of seeing that pitch, he has a pretty good idea if that's not a strike. He was right.
How did he get to that pitch? Ooh, David Ortiz in frustration as he runs to first base, throws his bat high in the air. And Bruce Dreckman did not take offense to that. Ortiz is still staring in at the home plate umpire.
If he's not careful, he's going to get tossed. They're still having words.
There he goes.
There he goes. Oh, yeah. I saw it coming. You keep chirping like that 90 feet away from the home plate umpire, and his eyes are on you. You got to go.
You know, there's 2 ways to look at this play. The obvious one, and we caught it on camera, and here comes Ortiz, and he's headed right for home plate. Tom Hallion, the home plate, or rather crew chief and third base umpire, is going to try and cut him off. There's 2 ways to look at this. Now, we catch it on camera, so we see David Ortiz chirping at Bruce Dreckman. He waved him away on 2 occasions. That's one of the no-nos. And now Ortiz has thrown out Bruce Dreckman. So there's a strong case to be ejected here because you catch a lot on camera. The second side of that, though, is should Bruce Dreckman even be paying attention? He knows David Ortiz is mad. Should he even be looking down at first base?
I think a player of Ortiz's stature, he should probably just look the other way and let it go. I think Ortiz was obviously frustrated. It's been a very frustrating season for Ortiz and for the Red Sox. We're seeing it here.
There was the wave away. It's the first time Bruce Dreckman has been thrown out in his career. Rusney Castillo will run at first base. And I guess to try and see it from all angles, I had mentioned that Ortiz, when he got the base hit, he just threw his bat in the sky as he was going to first base. I'm guessing that's what caught Bruce Dreckman's attention.
One heck of a piece of hitting that pitch right there, and
kind of flung it back toward home plate.
That's a really good hit, Monty. 5 inches off the ground. That was a changeup, and of course Ortiz is not going to hurt Herrera with that location there, but it's a nice lousy single he got.
Well, he's done a lot for his career. That's why he's still playing after all these years.
Well, I guess the bottom line is the crowd loved it.
It's been an extremely entertaining game.
0-2 on Hanley Ramirez, who has 2 hits and an RBI. And now is Ramirez on Bruce Dreckman. One and two.
I think if I'm Kelvin Herrera, I'm going to go right back to this pitch. Hasn't thrown one in the box yet, but he's ahead still. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
On the ground to Infante. Inning over. 1 hit, 1 left, 2 ejections, and the Royals lead 7-4.
Around the league, the Twins lose in extras. White Sox finally pull out of that losing skid. Yankees blasting the Tigers as Alfredo Simon, 2 2/3 innings is all he lasts. And Tampa Bay right now shutting out Cleveland. Our Mazda game break takes us to Target Field, all tied up in the 10th inning, and Starlin Castro, a simple little knock, brings in 2. They add another, and the Cubs beat the Twins, so the Royals right now 3 games up, looking to make it 3.5.
There he is, the Royals Pope. Didn't he catch a Salvador Perez home run a couple of homestands ago?
Yeah, he did. He reached over the State Farm neighborhood wall sign out there over the bullpen and made a heck of a grab. I mean, it was timely.
Craig Breslow will come on for the bottom of the 7th inning. Morales bats right-handed and hits it well to center field. Betts is there for the out. So Kendrys is 1 for 4, but that one hit was a big hit.
Sure was. 3rd career birthday home run, and it was timely as well with the 2 runs, or with the runner on base. I mean, the 2-run homer was perfect. Exactly what the Royals needed. You know, at 32 years old as a hitter, Morales is just entering his prime. Just saved wear and tear on his body from having to play a position. His DH, he can hit. He can hit for another 5 years.
Plus, he had a couple years off due to the injuries.
Exactly.
Might be the last chance for Alex to extend his hitting streak to 11. 2-1 from Breslow. Craig Breslow out of Yale. Can he hit it out of the stadium again? Almost.
He likes that spot up there.
You don't normally figure to get a foul ball in that portion of the stadium, especially with a left-hand hitter up there.
And Alex teased them last night in that section. Almost a carbon copy of what we just saw, but it went over out of the ballpark.
Breslow strikes him out. 2 down in the 7th inning.
Breslow 88 to 91 with his cut fastball. Not overpowering guy, but he hits the spots. He's effective. Mix in a curve and a change.
Kendrys Morales home run was a big one because it put the Royals in the lead in the 5th inning. The most impressive home run tonight, and there have been 3, was hit by Salvador Perez in the 2nd inning. It was his team leading 11th of the year. Sal is 1 for 3 tonight. Into the 2nd tier of the Water Spectacular in left center field. Hit it off of Rick Porcello. the end of the bat. It will carry on a night like tonight, and it almost drives Ramirez to the warning track. 3 up, 3 down to the 8th inning. Wade Davis coming in with the Royals leading 7-4. Took over in the game tonight in the 6th inning. Franklin Morales with a runner at 3rd and 1 out gets a strikeout. Ryan Madsen closes out the inning with a strikeout. Kelvin Herrera struck out 1 in his scoreless 7th inning. Final game tomorrow, Chris Young with his 1.98 ERA against Wade Miley. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Hy-Vee Royals Live. The first pitch is at 1:10 on Father's Day. And then the Royals are on the road for 9 games over 10 days. Wade Davis in the 8th inning. He'll get Shaw, Napoli, and De Aza. Wade got himself into a mess in the game on Thursday, and he got out of it.
He's pretty good at that. Getting out of messes.
It's really interesting talking to him about that yesterday and just reflecting on when he first went to the bullpen with the Tampa Bay Rays in 2012 and had a very good year. But Wade will be the first to tell you that those were a lot of low leverage situations. He wasn't a setup man. He wasn't a closer. And then becoming one of the best in baseball history as far as single seasons go last year. He has the 2nd best ERA among relievers in the American League this year. It was a 1-run game, and Wade even said yesterday, I had no idea where the ball was going. But a 1-run game, the bases were loaded. The count was 3-0 on Aramis Ramirez with 36,000 fans here, and he came back to get out of that inning.
I think that takes experience and stuff. You got to have the weapons to get out of that, and he didn't. He's been able to slow the game down, Monty. I've been impressed with him on some of those times he's gotten in trouble.
Joel and I had a chance to talk with his former manager Joe Madden last year about Wade, and Madden was just raving about him and the year he was having, but he always liked him as a relief guy, and part of that was the mindset that he takes, and especially as a relief guy, just letting it all go. Every pitch he throws, he doesn't have to worry about the next inning, the next batter. He's just going one guy at a time, one pitch at a time.
And then there's been a couple of plays back to him, crucial situations, didn't panic. He went ahead and got out at first and got out of the jam. And I talked with him about slowing the game down. He said he actually thought about, okay, I got to take a few deep breaths and slow it all down. Tends to speed up on you.
Mike Napoli is 0 for 2 with a walk. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but a member of our crew, and I won't give you his name to protect him, after the game on Thursday, he thinks Wade Davis should have the nickname Pizza.
And I saw that nickname and I wasn't sure where it came from.
Yeah. Neither did I. So I asked this person, is it because Wade Davis delivers? And he said, no, that's a good one. But again, this is after the game on Thursday. He said, no, the nickname is Pizza because even when he's bad, he's still good.
You got that overhand biting curve and a cut fastball, you know, with the velocity 90 to 95 of those, and then 97 with a four-seamer. You know, those are weapons to get out of jams, Monty.
He's really good at using that cutter, especially against the lefties. He can pinpoint it. And I think that's a pitch that made a difference for him. A lot of guys that throw in the upper 90s, they don't need a cutter. Frankly, they can get by without a cutter. A cutter, a lot of people's opinion, is a fastball that guys that don't have that good fastball need to develop to be a better pitcher, but it's just a bonus for Wade Davis.
Not even close to being a strike, but it fooled Napoli that bad. 2 down in the 8th inning.
You know, it's like Giordano Ventura last season was throwing some cutters in spring training, and Dave Ireland said, let's not worry about the cutter now. You don't need the cutter. Your fastball is plenty good. So he didn't throw it much last year, and this year he's letting him throw it more.
Yeah, it's a fourth pitch for him, and it's great to have as many pitches as you can command, but a quality big league pitcher can get by with 3 pitches if he can command all 3 of them.
Strike 2, De Aza. He tripled with 1 out in the 6th inning when it was a 2-run game. And that was a potential big run for the Red Sox, trying to get into the later innings, only down by 1. But they failed to score. And then the Royals added a run, and now Herrera, Davis, and eventually Holland will be pitching with at least a 3-run lead.
And I would not be surprised, talking about the cutter from Wade Davis to the lefty, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't give this a couple shots against De Aza away where he tries to bring it back. And the thing about the cutter away to a lefty, it looks like it's going to be a ball, then at the last minute it just sweeps across and catches that outside corner.
Infante can't quite get to it. De Aza has his 2nd hit.
Just out of the reach of Infante.
And now Sandy Leon, who will bat left-handed against Davis, as a right-hand batter against Morales in the 6th inning. Franklin struck him out. Outside for ball 1. Royals fans are ready for this game to be over. They have started a wave of 39,115 as the Royals have had their 11th sellout of the year.
So you got overhand curveball. Got to protect against the mid to upper 90s fastball.
Out to Kane in center field. Wade Davis has a scoreless 8th inning. We promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Morales just said, you know what? I need something to get the fans charged. And personally, I'd like to hang a home run on my birthday. And he did. Nice 2-run shot. That was a big hit. That got the fans into the game. Of course, they already were in the game when they got the Moose bobblehead today. But Morales gave him something extra to cheer for. Never know when this man's going to jump ship and leave the yard with that kind of power, both sides of the plate. Mainly left-handed, though.
Breslow stays on for the 8th inning. And Alex Rios leads off an inning for the 3rd time tonight. First 2 times he eventually scored. He got that 5-run 5th started when he was hit by a pitch. And then singled leading off the 6th. Also stole a base tonight. Royals like Rios because they felt like he can still hit and hit for power. He is a good defensive outfielder. And it's easy to forget about his ability to run. He had 17 stolen bases last year. The year before that, he had 42 stolen bases, splitting his season between the White Sox and the Rangers.
That's one of the reasons that he was attractive to Dayton Moore, is that he could fit the running game. Still at 34 years old.
Third time he's led off the inning and reached. And Rios has a 2-hit game. And the Royals have an 11-hit game. Last time the Royals had 10 or more hits in 6 consecutive games, which they've achieved tonight, was 4 years ago. And that ended up being 7 straight games.
I ran into some folks today that said, how come we couldn't win last night? I said, well, they couldn't get the big hit. They had the hits. You know, they had double digits in hits, but they just couldn't quite get that big hit that they needed to get back in the game.
Pedroia goes out. Pedroia makes a very good play, and they're going to turn it into a double play.
But the Royals offense has been hitting that ball, and they've been hot. It's nice to see. And they're passing it around. Pedroia turns his back and just heads off and running. Dead run. Nice play. Off balance, is able to get rid of it quickly enough time for Napoli to get the force. Or to get the out there, the double play.
Quick inning for Craig Breslow. And now the Royals take a 7-4 lead into the top of the 9th inning. An opportunity to increase their lead by a game in the American League Central. Dallas tonight. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals baseball organization. Greg Holland on for the 9th inning to face the top of the Boston order. Going for save number 13. In for a strike to Mookie Betts.
Fastball range from 90 to 95. Lately it's been more 93, 92s, but it's got an excellent slider. Occasional split finger.
And fastball at 94 was a little bit inside. When Holland came back from the disabled list, his velocity was down for him. 91, 92, maybe 93. That last fastball was 94. There's that wicked slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes, so he's getting his fastball back, but he can get by with his other pitches with a fastball at 94 just fine.
And his mound presence included.
Two and two on Betts. That pitch stayed up. Infante, nice stab with a backhand and throws out Betts.
Wow, that's the second great backhander of the night for him. And those are on short hops, and they weren't just soft hops. That balls were hit hard. Good judgment. Turned him into a marshmallow. It's nice and easy. Soft hands, quickly pivot. He's playing some good defense. There was a ball to his left a little bit earlier, like last inning. He could have dove for her, but you know what? They got a nice lead. So all right, he's making the routine plays and making some of those that some guys would have a hard time with. Those aren't easy, those backhanders like that.
And now Brock Holt with 1 out. Holland has been excellent against the Red Sox in his career. 9 games. He has allowed just 1 earned run. And the Red Sox have hit .059 against him. 2 balls and no strikes. The only run that Holland has ever allowed against the Red Sox was a home run to Dustin Pedroia, who was waiting on deck. Bit low, 3-0.
Druckmann doesn't like that low strike, does he?
Or the high strike. In frustration slams the rosin bag down and gets refocused for Pedroia, who is one of the best hitters all time here at Kauffman Stadium. And so far tonight 0 for 4. He does have an RBI. Fastball at 92 for a strike. fooled badly, and Pedroia hits it well foul, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, I don't think that was one of his A swings. When you got a slider like that and you're trying to make contact with it, it can make you do that. He's trying to pick it up, track it. Look at that back leg go all the way down.
One and two.
Pedroia really winds up. He gets a lot of momentum going back out towards that pitcher. He really loads up well.
Got him with a slider down and away. 2 down in the 9th inning.
Great spot. Set him up with that high fastball, then he went down with the slider. That's a great combination for Holland, and it works well. Fans like it. They're on their feet.
$39,115 here tonight. Royals' 11th sellout of the year. Rusney Castillo. He took over as a pinch runner for David Ortiz when Ortiz was ejected in the 7th inning. So Castillo bats for the first time. Appeared late in the game last night and got a base hit. One and one. Two and one on Castillo. Chopped out to Escobar. Throws on the move. The Royals win, and they even the series at 1 game apiece. Last night, Boston had a big inning, a 5-run second. Tonight, it was the Royals with a 5-run 5th. And at one point tonight, the Royals trailed 4-1. Another balanced offensive night. Just about every member of the Royals starting lineup chipped in one way or another. But it was Mike Moustakas' night before the fans even came through the gates tonight with his bobblehead giveaway, braving the heat hours before the first pitch. And Mike Moustakas did not disappoint.
No, it was the fans that lifted Moose up out of that dugout suite last October. And now the Royals organization made the bobblehead, gave him away. First 15,000, and Moose did not disappoint. Great evening overall. Smiles all over the cage, Joel.
Oh, thank you, Hud, very much. Joined right now by Mike Moustakas. Let's first off talk about the comeback and what happened down against Rick Porcello, a familiar pitcher to you guys. What changed there for you in that big inning?
We're just able to play Royals baseball, kept scrapping it out and kept trying to find ways to get on base and score some runs, and we were able to do that.
A lot of these folks here, 39,000 plus, were here early in the afternoon, braving the heat, waiting for their diving Mike Moustakas bobblehead doll. What do you think?
Best fans in baseball, by far. Best fans in baseball. They came out, they support us, standing in that heat. It was a hot one today. I mean, unbelievable to come out here and support us like you guys always have all year. It's unbelievable.
Want to ask you about some of your teammates and Kendrys Morales. Oh, look at that.
That's nice. That's nice.
For those in the stadium, they just saw Lorenzo Cain get the Salvador Perez Gatorade bucket on the Boston broadcast. How did you dodge that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I got a feeling he's coming right now, though. So
Yeah, it probably is. Just take it. I don't think they're booing Salvi.
No. Like I said, the best fans in baseball, they're always there for us.
Hey, how much fun is this?
It's unbelievable. I mean, coming out and playing in front of these people, playing this game. I mean, we have fun coming out to work every single day, and you guys make it that much better.
Last thing I want to ask you. Salvi hits the big home run, but Kendricks had the big blow. His third career birthday home run. How much has he meant to you guys?
Oh, he's tremendous. He's one of the best teammates we have, and best teammates I've ever played with. And having him in our lineup's unbelievable. I mean, brings so much fun and enjoyment to playing baseball. And you know what better way to celebrate a birthday than hitting a home run?
Locaine got the water. You got the Gatorade. Go dry out. Great job tonight.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Mike Moustakas on Mike Moustakas bobblehead night. He has a couple of hits, a couple of RBIs, and we will be talking about that and much more coming on Boulevard Royals Live. Yes, no one is safe on the field. Lorenzo Cain getting the water during the Boston broadcast. We have all the Kansas City broadcasts covered. Boulevard Royals Live is next. We'll hear from Ned Yost, Jeff Montgomery, and much, much more. Ryan?
All right, Joel, big night for the Royals at Kauffman Stadium, a 7-4 victory, and get Salvi some hang time.